The Biden administration will send 1,500 active duty troops to the U.S. Mexico border starting next week. This, of course, is ahead of the expected migrant surge following the end of the coronavirus pandemic era restrictions. So, military personnel are supposed to be, they're saying that they're going to do data entry, warehouse support, and other administrative tasks so that custom and border protection can focus on field work, focus on the surge of migrants that is expected. They said that the troops will not be performing law enforcement functions, said that they will not be interacting with immigrants, will not be interacting with migrants. They say, Jean Pierre, the White House spokeswoman, she said that this is supposed to free up Border Patrol agents to perform their critical law enforcement duties. They're expected to be deployed for 90 days and will be pulled from Army and Marine Defense. Secretary Lloyd Austin will look to backfill with National Guard or Reserve troops during that period. This is a mess. There are already 2,500 National Guard members at the border. I don't know why this is so hard. Democrats, Republicans have been fighting over this for years. The COVID-19 restrictions have allowed the U.S. to turn away tens of thousands of migrants crossing the southern border. So here's the problem. Here is the issue. The issue, quite simply, is that these restrictions are going to be lifted May 11th. And border officials are bracing for a surge of immigrants, a surge of migrants, even amid the restrictions. The administration has seen a record number of people crossing the border. And yes, it is better here in America, but we do have rules, people. Even if the Supreme Court doesn't have to follow them, right, in their own personal lives. We do have rules. President Biden says that he's going to crack down on those who cross illegally. There was a lot of, backlash for the Trump administration and backlash for the Biden administration and backlash even for the Obama administration. No one has been able to get this right. No one has been able to crack down on those who cross illegally and creating new pathways meant to offer alternatives to this dangerous and often deadly journey. What is the solution? Biden announced his re-election campaign a week ago, and he's trying to give the impression that his administration is taking seriously this effort to tamp down the number of illegal crossings. Illegal crossings. That's adults, that's kids, that's families, that's all of that. Biden frequently criticized Trump, but Congress, meanwhile, refused to take any substantial immigration-related actions. Of course, Republicans don't want to give him a win. Democrats, when it was Trump, didn't want to seem cruel. And so we still have this situation that has continued to get worse and worse and worse. So Trump deployed active duty troops to the border to assist Border Patrol personnel and the processing of the large migrant caravans. You remember all that. Now, Jean Pierre, the White House wants to downplay any similarity between Biden's immigration management and Trump's use of troops during his term. But is there really a big difference? Is there really a big difference? I don't know. I mean, the threat is the same. I said threat. It is a threat. You do want the borders to be secure. I don't think that this is a partisan issue. Border security is serious, and it is something that the folks that live in states that border Mexico are dealing with. It is definitely a humanitarian crisis. I understand all of that. But It's another line of defense that this has to be managed. The overcrowding, the surges, the caravans, it is a mess. So the Pentagon earlier this week approved the request for the troops by Homeland Security, which manages the border. Hopefully, this all comes together. U.S. Customs and Border Protection is investing in technology and personnel to reduce its needs for Department of Defense support in coming years. But we are a long way from having this problem solved.